All right, I think we're live. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you are watching this now, then we look forward to hearing from you. Please go ahead and make sure to click on the link in the description of this so that if you do comment or have any reactions, I can see it. Sonja may not be able to see that unless she has another screen that she has open, but we will definitely try to answer any questions that you have moving forward. Also, make sure to please follow us on YouTube. I'm trying to make a YouTube channel that will have all sorts of presentation related stuff, not just Future Friday. So please go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to try to do like a fun little button somewhere on here when I load it. So go ahead and click on the subscribe button on YouTube. But moving forward, I would love to introduce Sonja to you. She is a virtual design assistant and a rendering artist, and she is somebody that I am lucky to have known now on a more regular basis, and in some cases personal business basis, for a little over a year. So here's Sonja. Sonja, tell us a little bit about yourself, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful and so appreciative of this opportunity. My name is Sonja, and I've been doing virtual design assistance now for just a bit over a year. Before that, I went to school in 2014, graduated in 2016, and between 2015 and now, I basically to make my design business work, and while I was trying to build it, I did about 6 properties that I remodeled, renovated fully, had some e-design clients, and really started doing the design assistance about last year in May, and I've been doing this ever since.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit on how you got into the providing virtual design and renderings, and if you specialize in anything, because we all know that I'm a huge fan of Nancy Ganskoffer, and she's all about the niche is rich. So
okay, so once we moved to Connecticut, I tried to get my e-design business going because I liked the fact to be staying home and working from the house. And actually, since I graduated, I was getting more jobs as a drafting and rendering artist than my so in May of last year, I was pretty desperate, and I reached out to Danae Ranson and signed up with her. And getting my first client with her actually propelled me into like, oh my gosh, this is really what I want to do. I really enjoy it. I like to work with designers versus design clients. And then I noticed a lot of people were looking for cheap help, and all over Facebook, and your name kept popping up. And so I said, maybe I need to pick that one up because it looks really cool. So started learning it, hired you to teach me, and kind of took off from there.
I actually remember seeing your work pop up for a while, and I was like, this woman has got her stuff figured out. Just your style reminded me a lot of my own as well. And it was really fun kind of watching you just interact with people and trying to get work and seeing you post your work. And I remember there was a point though that you actually posted, I think, your rate, and I was like, what? And we're not going to talk about rates because I'm hoping that this will get a lot of traction and people will have a chance to watch this for a few years. But tell me a little bit about maybe how the process has gone for you over the last year or so, and if there's anything that you've implemented in addition, so that maybe virtual design assistants who are trying to get set up, or interior designers who are maybe looking to find somebody to assist them or start providing the service, what has helped you?
you you have helped me, and I've said this to you many times, and I will say it to you forever, because before we talked, yeah, my rates were crazy, and we started talking about Chief. You started mentoring me, and with your help, I really created a business model that runs effectively, smoothly, and profitably. And you really guided me with really how to set up my business, how to charge, how to have contracts, liabilities, what to provide clients in, and you just shaped my world as far as my design service business to the place of where I am today. And you were instrumental, and I said this to my husband. My husband is an amazing businessman, and he said to me before last year, you should do. But hearing it from you, the way you guided me, and hearing it from somebody that I admire, it opened up my eyes and my world, and I followed pretty much everything you told me. So
Well, I'm really excited about it. It's been really, really fun to watch you, and to say that these are not things that I haven't learned through my business coach is, it's not true. I learned so much, and hiring a business coach and working with a mentor can be a huge, huge difference in how your business works.
yeah, and also I never, and this is gonna sound terrible, but I never believed in coaches until you coached me, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, and because you don't think about it, you think like, oh, I know what I'm doing, and I know how to run a business, but obviously I didn't, because I wasn't making
I think
money.
the
So it
hardest.
makes a difference having the right person.
And I think the
Go ahead.
hardest thing is that we're women, so it's we come from a people pleaser upbringing. So hey, how do I make it so that everyone wants to work with me, and I want to make them happy, and I want to do beautiful work. We're in interior design, right? So we love beautiful things. We love making, it's kind of funny because I thought about it, and it's like my favorite movie as a little girl was Cinderella. I was like, so my little sister loved Annie. I don't know what that says about her, but she would watch that like 7 times a day. Mine was Cinderella, and I watched that all the time. Granted, I watched it now, and that it's kind of boring. Like it's a kind of a slow cartoon, but and it made me realize that I really love that makeover, that like, oh, and I think that every woman does. That's why we get into things like makeup and hair and interior design and renderings. Like you slowly build this model, and you can help a designer who knows what their vision is, and you bring it to life, and they get to see it even before their client sees it. And so you get that double dose of, oh, yay, tell me how they like it.
I know.
And I'm going to tell you, we're getting some pretty amazing comments. Guys, this is this whole software I'm using to go live in here is new for me, and I know there's an option for me to click your comments. I just can't figure it out. So I'll watch that next tutorial video before next week. But Rebecca Cass just said how wonderful that you had a true mentor, and we all need one of those. Kara's joining in. Jenny, I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm going to butcher your last name. Lauren is in here, and those are just the ladies who are actually commenting. So, but I'd like to talk a little bit also about your rendering services and your style and how you do things. So I actually, like I did when I interviewed Teresa, I think it's really important to be able to show websites and work and all those sorts of things. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show everyone your website and where they can find you. And this is Sonja's website. As you can see, this is not supposed to be all the way up here. But anyways, so as you can see here, this is gorgeous. This is your dining room, right, Sonja?
Yeah.
Yes. And you're not able to see this, are you? You're like, what are you looking at? But she has right here interior renders, drafting, and virtual assistants. And then I am going to, Sonja, pull up your rendering gallery up here, and your work is gorgeous. Can you tell everyone, so you work in Chief Architect, give them a little bit of an idea as well of what other softwares, if you do work in them, what other specialties you have that may be helpful to an interior designer trying to decide who they want to work with.
Okay, yes, Chief is my favorite thing to use. I love it more and more every time I use it. So that's my main software. I am proficient in AutoCAD. I try not to use it, and I try to switch everybody to Chief. SketchUp is my pretty big tool between SketchUp and Chief. That's and I also use Photoshop quite a lot lately.
Gotcha. And so, some of these are done in the eDesign Tribe platform as well, right?
Yes, I always render in eDesign Tribe platform because they are the best.
Yes. Perfect. So I'm just going to scroll through a little bit. I love the one that has the green chairs. That's your own design, right?
Which one is it?
It has the bright green chairs and the pretty gray diamond wallpaper.
Yes, I built that as trial for the fun of it.
Yep. So perfect. All right, so tell me also a little bit about, so you do the 3D renderings and you do virtual design assistants. When we talk about virtual design assistants, what exactly is the scope of your work outside of renderings?
Drafting is my bread and butter, I would call it. Many designers will reach out for drafting only, and I'll do a quick PBR on the side just so they can have a visual. So that's the main part of my work, and then rendering would be secondary. Photoshop and SketchUp models, those are SketchUp modeling has been pretty successful also, so those 3 would be my main ones. I do have some clients where I do offer sourcing and creating client presentations and things like that, but my passion really is drafting and rendering.
Perfect. So, and all of these are done in Chief Architect, right?
Yes.
Right. Because you were working in AutoCAD before, too, so you're pretty schooled in AutoCAD as well, right?
And I loved it. I was so fast, and I just loved it until I picked up Chief, and it's just, what a difference. Seriously, I say 50% of the time, and I wrote a blog about that because it's such a major difference in speed and accuracy and everything. So yeah, Chief is amazing.
And do you provide, so when you put all of this into Chief, if a designer has uses that, or home designer, do they have access to the models, or how exactly does that work out? How do you guys work together?
So usually, if they have knowledge of the programs, they'll send me either a layout or a built model, and they'll say, just render this. Sometimes I get a SketchUp model, and I have to just edit it and tweak it and then render it. And sometimes I just get a sketch and paper and, basically a sketch with notes for me to build everything from zero. But yeah, we share everything.
Yeah, I've had
collaboration between designers. Many times we're going back and forth.
Yeah, I've had some designers that want to send me just like this beautiful stuff, and I'm like, no, just send me your junk. Like, I can read Scribble, and if I can't, I'll let you know. So rather than you spending all the time to make it look pretty for me, just give me the raw materials. I think we might be having an issue with our internet, so I'm hoping that we're not losing everybody. Rebecca said that she just lost us, so sorry guys, this is a trial and error. This might be, something with the software I'm using, I'm not quite sure. All right, so In addition to virtual design assistants that includes renderings and drafting, you also provide modeling services in SketchUp and also teach interior designers and aspiring VDAs how to use SketchUp, right?
Yes, I actually started on that. I think it was, oh my gosh, now I don't know because the time is like confusing to me right now. But when Sarah reached out with the eDesign tribe, she sent out a test model, and I really wanted to know how to model furniture because I knew that I use it in Chief. So, and instead of outsourcing it, I wanted to be able to do it and make my own money on it. I learned how to do it, loved it, and created a course for other people to learn my techniques. So I have 2 courses on Teachable where people can purchase at a ridiculous price. And it's been very good actually. So I really loved it.
Yep, and her course, as you can see, it's on here. I've pulled up your Teachable curriculum, and your, well, not curriculum, but your course is available. And so you have one or two that are bundled, right? And then some of them are a la carte.
Yes. So the 2 courses, they're really good because there's people who don't want to spend the money, although SketchUp is really reasonable today. SketchUp free app, you can still do a lot of basic models in there. So I have a full tutorial on how to build kitchens and chairs and some basic things. And then obviously SketchUp Pro, which is limitless really in what you can do with it.
And it's great because I can tell you what, when I'm really doing renderings, I'll be honest, I don't have time to build this. So knowing different designers who are able to build these and have taken your course will be super, super handy. So, but guys, seriously, if you want to learn something in SketchUp and really kind of figure it out, I 100% recommend checking out Sonja's courses. The link to her Teachable school is going to be associated with this once I've gone ahead and edited this. So 100% check it out. You probably, not even probably, you won't regret it, I'm sure. And so let's see, what else? So we have your SketchUp courses. So we've reached pretty decent end. So go ahead and tell everyone what for those of you who are interested in the courses, where they can obviously click on the link, but let them know about if you have any promotions. I've added it to the screen, so they've already figured it out. But I've also added your SketchUp, or not SketchUp, Instagram handle and your website, so hopefully they're typing it in right now so they can check out more information. But go ahead and let us know what your offer is.
So yes, in honor of being on your show today, you can use Kelly25 and save 25% until October 1 on my 2 bundle courses.
Yay! So it looks like, so I think I figured out how to add this to the broadcast, so we'll see what it looks like. All right, so Rebecca said she's back. And if she can back up, she'd like to know, are designers sending you floor plans and furniture, wallpaper, etc.? Then you create the room. I know zero about this. Typically, I'm sketching them on paper. Your website is beautiful, she said as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I ask for direct links to vendors to the website so I can pull images and textures and edit them. And yeah, that I tell them whatever you're going to use on your last installation day, I need all those products in my email so that I can build it as realistic as possible so that the clients know.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the more information they give you up front, right, the closer the estimate's going to be, the better idea you're going to have of your turnaround. It makes a really big difference. So, guys, I 100% recommend if you're working with a rendering artist or an interior or a virtual design assistant, really consider putting your packet together of all the details as you're reaching out to them or before you send them the information, especially if they work hourly or they worked fixed fee with the possibility of any changes, the pricing going up, you're going to get a far closer estimate. So, but Rebecca said thank you. So, but that's it. So I'm thank you so much for coming on, Sonja. I'm so excited that you were able to make it, and I've really enjoyed working with you. Oh, wait, hold on. We got another question. Jenny said, how many hours does it take for you to do kitchen design from scratch, drafting and renderings? I'm going to say something really quickly. Whenever I have somebody that asks me this question, I say it really depends on the level of detail and the size and the end deliverables. So, and what I mean by that is, if you're asking a rendering artist or a virtual design assistant to put all these together without them knowing the scope and the magnitude of the design details, that's like asking somebody how much is a fully custom built car. You know, like until you give them all of the information, they don't know. Because the difference between, you know, a little galley kitchen that has shaker cabinets and very, very basic fixtures versus a highly ornate Italian kitchen that has two islands, custom hoods, all these sorts of things, it's a very big difference. So if you're asking for that during an interview, maybe send them some images at the same time and say, hey, this is what I'm trying to emulate. This is roughly the size that I'm expecting it to be. What is it? But go ahead, and Sonja, I didn't mean to, like, that's me saying my own personal experience. So
I say exactly the same thing. My first question is, how big is the kitchen, and can I see some images? Before images, those are super important to send with the information, because that helps me build it if I just have a plan. But I do have, just putting out a kitchen plan on in Chief Architect and throwing cabinets, and that goes really quickly. And just to dimension that and put that on a plan is maybe just a few hours. But I do have, now that I've been doing this for a while, I've noticed that I can build a model within about 3 hours, obviously depending on the size and customization. And then it does take about 2 hours to process it in the render. And then usually changes come after that, so that goes beyond. But 5 hours has been my really good average and a minimum of amount of time that I will take on a full rendering project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It makes a big difference to know the details. So I've got 2 different pricing ways that I price my work out, and it really depends on, hey, do you have a design figured out, or are you just trying to get a rough estimate to give a client while you're doing your own bidding process? So, but anyways, Sonja, thank you again.
And it's really hard. It's hard.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I was going to say, it's just very hard. It's a, what do you call it? It's a delay, I think. No, yeah. I'm just saying it's very hard to quote ahead of time, and I'm always nervous not to overquote or underquote, so it makes me slightly stressful, but like I said, it all depends.
Rebecca just asked really quickly, what's the best way of getting items to you via email? What is your preferred methodology?
Yeah, email is fine, but I also have a Dropbox link in my agreement. And so, yeah, everything can be sent to Dropbox folder, and I can work from there. But I always say whatever works for you works for me. So.
Yeah, good. Okay. Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining. I feel like I keep saying that, and then people are awesome. I feel like I should just sit here and be like, does anyone else have any questions? Okay, before I do it, does anyone else have any questions? I think it's really fun to be able to talk to you, and I've talked to you quite a bit on the phone and through Facebook in the past, and so I love seeing where you've been. And for those of you who are interested in mentoring and adding virtual design assistants to your scope of services, please be sure to check out the networking and mentoring group I've put together. At this point, we've got 6 amazing women who are all providing the services as well, and it really makes it very fun, and we're all learning a lot together about how all of this works, and I am also giving you my pointers of what has worked for me. So I hope you all have an amazing Friday and an amazing weekend, because Friday is almost over, and I look forward to next week. I'm actually having a girlfriend of mine who is one of the higher rated realtors in the Detroit metro area. She will be coming on as the guest next week to let us know the best ways of working, reaching out, and talking to realtors, whether you want to provide services as a virtual stager or one in person. So you'll hear more about Caitlin next week. But thank you so much, Sonja, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.